Oh, I have a question.
Yes.
Does the mind have the ability to heal us?
Not by thinking about it, but not by analyzing it or trying to figure it out, because one will never figure these things out. But by using the mind as a surgical instrument to develop chakra system, chakra below the navel, to build that kind of inner strength, it's essential to use the mind to focus the energy of the mind there. That will develop the chi, the power in a human being. That power, enables the heart to open, enables the rest of the chakra system to open. It enables healing energy to flow through us. We can draw the negative quantity from a problem into the chakra below the navel, transform it into chi, draw the chi through the sexual area to the base of the spine. And at the base of the spine, the Kundalini force will burn up, much of the problem. So the mind, by a rational thinking tool, is not going to heal anybody, but using it consciously inside oneself, using it to develop a really strong inner life, it becomes this amazing surgical instrument. It's like laser operation, it opens the very core of our being, the power, the strength that will enable us to keep the heart open. When the heart is open, honestly, that's really what healing is about. Joy, love, gratitude, living one's life that way. Person who lives their life that way is a healed person. So the answer to that question is yes and no. No, if one is trying to analyze the illness and figure it out, and you waste so much energy. Yes, if we use the mind to build chi, power, strength, this incredible surgical instrument we have inside us that can do it. Now, this really goes up against almost everything people have been taught in our civilization. We always thought, think about it, work it out, understand it. And I don't know, it's never worked for me, frankly, because I've never been able to really understand anything about the way this world functions. I finally had to give it up. I had to surrender it and said, okay, so what's the next step? The next step was experiencing, using the tools that I was born with to develop a system in myself that allows me to become one with life, to experience every single different element that life has to teach me. And then if we're in situations where you got to use the mind, you're in an algebra class or trigonometry, this or science, or, yes, we have the internal strength to be able to even use our minds that way without allowing the mind to completely exhaust our energy. The mind is an extraordinary instrument when people learn how to use it consciously. It sees through illusion. It sees what's real, what's not real. It's this vast energy center that encompasses so much that's important in us functioning like conscious people in this world. But it also needs grounding, foundation, balance, so that we can tap it for its real strength. Does anyone else have a question they would like?
Stuart, this is Emma.
Yes, Emma.
My question is if you have any questions.
Do I have questions? Yes. Why aren't there more questions?
My other question is, how was your day today?
You know, it was a very hard day. Two of my students were undergoing operations. I could feel the drain on my energy. You know, I mean, it was and then when Bob emailed me and told me that his cataract surgery was a complete success, I mean, it really took a load off. And tomorrow I'll get in touch with Ellie. I didn't want to bother him today. And then there's other people. I mean, you know, today I had 2 healing sessions with people that have very serious sicknesses. I mean, you know, I do this, but there's so much else going on in my life, you know, and plus people having operations and this and that. I mean, this really exhausts your energy because people are pulling on that energy. And I need to go deeper. That's what this whole class was about for me, going deeper to build the strength inside myself that can deal with all of this. No, it was a very difficult day for me today, you know. But, you know, I don't care. I've been through days like this so many times in my life. And I just realized through having been through it so much that all it does is make you stronger. And the most wonderful thing of all, you know, it never closes my heart anymore. I never get upset about these things. I just understand that the healing is in the heart. Love is the actual most profound form of healing that anyone can have, you know? Unconditional love. And it begins with people learning how to love and like themselves. I had a long talk with somebody this morning about that. I've known this person for a really long time. And all through the years I've known her, there was this beating herself up. And we had a long, you know, talk about that today, about liking oneself, self-worth, loving oneself, because that's the beginning. From that, we can then love other people. Does anyone else have a question?
Stuart, it's Michael.
Yes, Michael?
Stuart, how can we best prepare for a weekend meditation retreat?
Well, I suggest coming to a lot of these classes and really working on yourself. would be a very good preparation. I mean, look, those weekends are really strong weekends. They're transformative weekends. People change in a remarkably deep way when they attend those classes. And, but it takes preparation. One has to have the inner life that is capable of doing that. That's what these classes are for. That's what sitting down and working on yourself every day is for. It prepares you, if you're going to come to a retreat, Rudy Samadhi, it's a very powerful time of the year. And it prepares you, so that you can get the most profound benefits from a weekend like that. That's what I suggest, sitting down and working on yourself every day. Once in the morning, and if possible, even once in the evening, and coming to a class. Because the energy in this class is going to be 10 times stronger than the energy when you sit and work on yourself. And just bring to the retreat a profound inner need to grow, to change, to make a commitment to become a child of God living in this world. Bring that to the retreat. I do. There'll be another one in April, and if people want to attend, please get in touch with Jennifer. She handles all that for me. Does a wonderful job doing it. And, I'm not going to go rent a place, so there'll be a limitation of 12 or 13 people, because that's basically what I can fit in the living room of my apartment. And if you want to come, get in touch, and reserve a space and work out all the arrangements to reserve a space. I still want to get a center somewhere where I can have bigger retreats, but, it hasn't manifested. Those things always manifest in my life. That house in Woodstock just manifested out of nowhere, The 4th Avenue loft, right? All those places, the one on 13th Street in Manhattan, it just happened. So I'm waiting for it to happen. I'm, putting energy into it, and certainly want to move in that direction. Does anyone else have a question I would like to ask?
Stuart, it's Brad.
Yes, Brad.
You may have mentioned this yesterday. Did you give any kind of an update on Eva's situation? You had asked us to hold her in our hearts last week.
Well, one of them was, the situation with Bob Sink. The other one was the situation with Eva, who, this is a very difficult situation. And also Shakur, who also has to go in for major medical treatment. I feel like a juggling act, with all the people that are suddenly involved with serious physical problems. And Christine Lorenz, who's going in for an operation on Wednesday to have her back fixed, the spine. And all of this at once. I mean, I thought 2023 was going to bring the lotus flower out of muddy waters, brought a lot of muddy water. And now I'm working to plant the lotus flowers so things can blossom, I mean, look, I used to have this is really true. I went to the news. I had a client. Every time he was in New York, one of his stops was my gallery. He's a movie actor, an English movie actor. And I'm starting to read the news, and all of a sudden I hear this guy got lost in the mountains in California and they can't find him. He was hiking, and I mean, the prognosis is not very good. It's been 3 weeks now, they haven't found him. He used to come in my gallery all the time, this guy. And we would spend hours talking, and bingo, I mean, that's why I tell everybody, you don't know what's going to happen in 10 minutes. Do your inner work. You do not know what's going to happen in 10 minutes. The future is so unpredictable. And the only way we can deal with it is by building our inner lives in this moment. We don't know. I gave up ever trying to plan anything in the future. I just work in this moment, and the future will take care of itself. Because you don't know what's going to happen. 2 days. I mean, look, Rudy told me he was going to live to 84 years old. We're in an airplane and we hit a mountain. I never dreamed in a million years that could have ever happened, ever. I was very close to him, and he said that he was going to live to 84. Okay, we hit a mountain. It was just time to leave. So I don't want to scare people. I just want to say, do your work. Work on yourself. Take this seriously. It's not just, an adult education class at some college, Do your inner work, because you never know what's going to take place. And I'm not, again, doing it to scare people. I want people to truly make that commitment in themselves. And all it does is let the lotus flower come out of muddy water, We open to the sun, we open to God, we open to spirit, we open to the highest energies that life can afford to give us. We attain states of ananda, joy, bliss inside. And when we finally leave here, we leave in that state, nothing to come back for. And all the rest of it, if you pardon my Bronxese, is a bunch of bullshit, It all goes to the grave. Even what I'm talking about goes to the grave, but it's what we take there. We take love, we take joy, we take kindness, we take empathy. We take a lightness of spirit, a lightness of being, and we embrace God. Doesn't mean we become religious and dogmatic and this and that. It just means we get free. With all this stuff, and then this guy Julian, he brought his wife in to meet me. He used to read all my books. He would spend hours talking. We were talking. The guy, who knows? God help him. I hope he's alive, but a very difficult situation. And then then what happened, God bless her, that spirit of all spirits, Pingo, that delicious, incredible person, you know. I mean, I must say that was a miracle in my life, to have Victoria get in touch with me and tell me about this. And then Wendy, invited me to come down and spend some time with Pingo doing this work with her. And while doing the work, I could feel in her the connection she had with it. She knew what was going on. I mean, she's a light in the cosmos, incredible being. Does anyone else have a question they would like to raise? It's been quite a month.
Stuart, this is Emma.
Yes.
Through the practice of non-attachment, could one say that when one learns to embrace death, one learns to embrace life fully as well?
Well, let's put it the opposite way. Once we learn to embrace life, once we learn to live here with joy, with love, with open hearts, with kindness, you understand there is no more death. The soul has become one with God. And death just dissolves. Life and death become one energy. So the act of embracing and truly, opening to transition is truly learning how to live here, a child of God living here. With joy, with love, with, compassion for people, willing to do the work we have to do while we're here to serve a higher energy in the universe. And once that commitment is made, so much stuff opens up. Just opens, I always compare it to Moses with the wand and the Red Sea parts and children of God go through the Red Sea to the promised land. I mean, it's exactly how it works. But it's embracing life. The miracle of life, the miracle of everything, around us is a manifestation of higher energy in the universe. When a person lives that way, there is no death. There's a wonderful song by Cole Porter where he sings about right being wrong and good being bad and bad being good. And it's wonderful. It's really a dialectic bringing together all of opposites. Soul doesn't die, just the body. It's like a snake shedding skin, the body The soul moves on, and if it needs to be reincarnated to continue to learn and grow, then it comes back here. I just want you to know, Wendy, that one of the most extraordinary things that happened to me last month was being with Pingo and doing that session. And I mean, it was just, it changed something in me very profoundly. And I just want you to know that. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Okay, if there are no more questions, then there will be meditation on Wednesday. The weeks are like a blur to me now. I don't even know Monday from Friday. There's no, but I think Wednesday is the next class. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. God bless you and thank you. And I think it's a miracle that we can truly sit here and do this together. So thank you. Bless you.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank
you, Stuart.
Good night.
And I